Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, March the 13th, and we are here to look at the new releases that are being set into the wild this week. Every day of the week, we look at a different genre, and on Wednesdays, we look at romance. And there are a lot of them here, so we will get through them. Just some quick announcements. It is Wednesday, so I don't do sprints on Wednesdays. So you're on your own. You can do it. But we do have sprints tomorrow night at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. And then again on Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. I always say Mountain Time because I live in the Mountain Time zone. And those will go for 5 hours. And let's see, tomorrow's morning show, Thursday, is fantasy science fiction. Good morning, Deborah. How you doing? Thank you for being here. We are going to jump into romance. And I have a lot of tabs up, so I'm going to close things as I get to them. Do I want that one? I don't think I want that one. Did I lose the one that I wanted to go to? Nope, here we are. All right. Daylight savings times has me confused. Yeah, until we adjust, it's just weird to be so light in the evenings. I mean, it was getting light, but it's like light. But it is dark again in the mornings as I go to work. All right, Stephanie Lawrence has a new one. This is 14th in the Sinster's Next Generation series. A Family of His Own. Pretty cover. Like it. All right. Toby Sinster is not amused when informed that his new mission is to be his last in the shadowy service of Drake Marcus of Winchelsea. Courtesy of Toby being the last unmarried sister of his generation and the consequent martial obsession of his female relatives, he will be given no more excuses to avoid society and instead expected to devote himself to finding a suitable bride. But Toby sees no point in marrying thanks to his siblings. He has plenty of nephews and nieces among whom to play favorite uncle, and he has no thoughts of establishing a family of his own. But then the mission takes an unexpected turn, leaving Toby to escort the irritatingly fascinating Diana Locke, plus the 3 young children of dying Englishmen from Vienna to England. Diana is no more enthused about their journey than Toby, but needs must, and forever practical, she bows to events and makes the best of things for her godchildren's sakes. She's determined to see them to safety in England and does her best to ignore her nonsensical and annoying awareness of Toby. But then their journey becomes a flight from deadly pursuit, and their most effective disguise is to pass themselves off as a family, the sort of family Toby had been certain he would never want. Through a succession of fraught adventures, Toby, Diana, and the children lean on each other and grow and mature while furthering their ultimate aim of reaching England safely. And along the way, Toby and Diana both learn that what having a family actually means to them individually and together, and each discovers the until then missing foundation stone of their future lives. So a nice classic romance there. What's Left of Me, a bittersweet harbor novel. This is second in series by Karen Foley. Quiet and steadfast, lobsterman Holden Foster has loved Kate Belshaw since he was an awkward teenager without a hope of winning her heart. When she married his best friend right out of high school, he believed she was lost to him forever. That didn't stop him from watching over her and her young son each time her military husband deployed to the far side of the world. 15 years later, she's a single mom, and he's no longer a self-conscious teen. He's always been there for Kate, even if she didn't realize it. But can he convince her to take a chance on a man who will love her the way she deserves? A surprise pregnancy at 18 derailed Kate's college dreams, and her youthful marriage to Bittersweet Harbor's golden boy was far from blissful. Now a single mom, she waits tables at her family's iconic diner and bakes in her spare time, determined to save enough money to open her own pastry shop. She has no time for distractions, especially not the strong, silent kind that makes her heart beat faster and her knees go weak. But when a dark secret from Holden's past resurfaces, it could destroy everything Kate thought she knew about him and herself. This next one I included because it does have some romance in it, but it just kind of intrigued me, and the cover I think is very cool. It's a historical. Shock, I know. I like it. The Phoenix Bride by Natasha Siegel. Poetic, romantic, and steeped in 17th century London. Ah, right up my alley. It is 1666, 1 year after plague has devastated England. Young widow Cecilia Thorogood is a prisoner trapped and isolated within her older sister's cavernous London townhouse, at the mercy of a legion of doctors trying to cure her grief with their impatient scalpels. Cecilia knows no sign of improvement. Soon, her sister makes a decision born of desperation. She hires a new physician, someone known for more unusual methods, but he is a foreigner, a Jew, and despite his attempts to save Cecilia, he knows he cannot quell the storm of sorrow that rages inside her. There is no easy cure for melancholy. David Mendes fled Portugal to seek a new life in London, where he could practice his faith openly and leave the past behind. Still reeling from the loss of his beloved friend and struggling with his religion and his past, David is free and safe in this foreign land, but incapable of happiness. The security he has found in London threatens to disappear when he meets Cecilia, and he finds himself torn between his duty to medicine and the beating of his own heart. He is the only one who can see her pain. The glimmers of light she emits, even in her gloom, are enough to make him believe once more in love. Doesn't that sound good? How many pages? Yeah, not bad. 336. Hang on. Closing some tabs as we go. Set in Stone, a Christian historical romance by Kimberly Woodhouse, second in the Treasures of the Earth series. A dangerous scheme could bury their long-held dreams forever. From the time she was little, Martha Jankowski has been digging in the dirt, much to the dismay of her mother. Now she dreams of being a paleontologist and is determined to make her parents proud by uncovering the next big discovery. When Martha finds what she hopes to be a fully intact dinosaur skeleton, one that could win her an acclaimed exhibit, she learns another team is competing against her and could steal her chance at being recognized for this momentous discovery. Paleontology student Jacob Duncan has fulfilled his dream of digging for dinosaur bones at last. In a race against time, he and his team are bent on unearthing a complete skeleton to claim a museum exhibit with their names on it. But when Jacob meets their charming competitor, Martha, and uncovers foul play within his team, love and danger grow hand in hand until a menacing ruse threatens to destroy it all. Never Fall Again by Lynn H. Blackburn. Landry Hutton has spent 3 years building her life behind the secure gates of the Haven, an exclusive resort on the outskirts of Gossamer Falls, North Carolina. After serving as the artist in residence, Landry is finally ready to settle in permanently to give her daughter Eliza a safe home in which to grow up. Former Marine Callum Shaw always knew he would someday join his family's construction business in Gossamer Falls. He longs for a family of his own, but has almost given up on that ever happening. The beautiful artist who has hired him to build her new house is funny, gifted, and everything Cal would ever want in a partner, but he vows to keep his distance. He's loved and lost someone like her before. When Landry's pottery is destroyed in a suspicious fire, it becomes clear that Landry and Eliza are in grave danger, but from whom? Cal will have to risk his heart again if he has any hope of protecting them. Love Unscripted by Denise Hunter. The perfect boyfriend only exists on paper, doesn't he? Fresh off the heels of a bad breakup, Chloe Anderson poured her heart into penning The Perfect Boyfriend, and the result was an off the charts debut beach read that resonated with women worldwide. Now, Chloe's scripted hero is headed for Hollywood, with her book destined to become a major motion picture. When Chloe gets wind that silver screen bad boy Liam Hamilton has been cast as the ideal in every way hero of her novel, she's horrified by the film director's choice. How could a player like Liam possibly do Chloe's perfect hero justice? Unafraid to speak her mind, Chloe lets her executive producer know that she's 100% opposed to the casting. Sorry, as the author of the book that this is based on, you have no say. And oops, the call is on speakerphone, where the annoyingly attractive Hollywood star hears Chloe's unbridled outrage firsthand. With Liam's reputation already on the rocks, his agent concocts a PR plan to upgrade Liam's image while putting the story and the film in the spotlight. The catch? During the movie's filming in Chloe's cute hometown of Stillwater, North Carolina, Chloe and Liam will fake a wholesome, committed relationship. That would never happen, also. Both stand to gain something from the arrangement. Liam's fans will see him in a new light, while Chloe can boost her struggling social media following and further her writing career. What could possibly go wrong? That would never happen. Hollywood always wants their people to be dreamed of. Maybe I could be with him. Whatever. If the Boot Fits, a Christian historical Western romance fairy tale retelling of Cinderella in the Texas Ever After set. This is apparently the second. This is by Karen Whitemeyer or Whittemeyer. One fateful night will change their destinies forever. Convinced that his stepmother and half-brothers have been wrongfully evicted by cattle king Eli Deering, Asher Ellis uses the cover of an extravagant ball to break into the Three Cedars ranch house to search for proof. On the verge of discovery, he flees, but a boy's cry compels him to make a daring rescue. Spunky and independent Samantha Deering balks when she learns the ball her father is hosting is nothing more than a matrimonial ambush. Taking a break from unwanted suitors, Samantha spots a thief fleeing her home. When the stranger ends up saving her brother's life, she hides the only clue to his identity left behind, his boot, and resolves to find him herself. When Samantha encounters the older brother of a student she tutors, all thoughts of the bootless mystery man vanish. Asher values family above wealth, a rare trait that opens her heart. Afraid she will discover his past misconduct, Asher tries to keep his distance. When a series of suspicious accidents befall her, he vows to protect her, even though saving her life could mean losing her love. A Little Naughty, a small town marriage of convenience romance. Part of the Be Still set of books, 4 in that, by Tia Louise. I wasn't planning to propose to Ralph Jones, the bad boy from the wrong side of town, the one with the tattooed muscles, naughty blue eyes, and dimpled James Dean grin. You see, it all started with a series of bad decisions. First was flirting with a dangerous criminal to rescue a little girl I didn't even know. Second was throwing a massive masked gala in my small town hideout, complete with drag queens, and not expecting to draw attention. Then Rafe rode in on a motorcycle and, oh my gosh, all these boxes, and melted my undies at my heart, saying he wouldn't let anybody hurt me. Of course, I asked him to marry me. Imagine my surprise when he said yes. We're a little naughty and a lot hot, and the perks of being married are very perky. They're perky in the shower, on the kitchen table, against the front door, until bad decision number 1 tracks me down thanks to bad decision number 2, and my outlaw husband turns alpha protector, risking everything to keep us safe. It's just a marriage of convenience. Oh my God. It's supposed to have an end date. But when the dust settles, walking away from Rafe Jones could be the worst decision I've ever made. Let's just choose things from the menu of tropes and throw it in a blender. Wow. Coffee is required. Outward needed coffee. The Almost Romantic: How to Date Your Fake Husband by Lauren Blakely, third in the How to Date series. Marry me. They were the last words I expected to say to my fake fiance, but I'm the kind of guy who doesn't back down from a challenge. Pretend I'm engaged to my gorgeous and talented business partner. Secure a business deal? No problem. Agree to a no-touch rule even though she's been driving me wild since I met her? Challenge accepted. Resist grinning like a damn fool every time that same big-hearted, sunshiny woman laughs with my little daughter? Done. So yeah, when my fake fiance's vindictive business rival threatens to expose our make-believe romance, I can handle that too. I'll prove our engagement isn't fake by marrying her for real. A marriage with an expiration date at the end of the year. But that's when I run smack dab into the biggest challenge ever, not falling madly in love with my wife. And there's the list of tropes. Oh my god. Single dad, fake engagement, marriage of convenience, my wife, found family, workplace romance, spicy rom-com, he falls first. I think romance is dead. Storms and Secrets by Claire Kingsley, a small town romance. Kindle Unlimited. He's always loved her. Now he'll fight to save her. Zachary Haven is living a lie. He's stuck in a rut pretending to hate the woman he's always loved. He didn't mean for things to turn out that way, but sometimes life gets out of control, especially when you're young and stupid. Not that he ever had a chance with her. She's gorgeous and smart, talented and kind. And Zachary, he can't seem to keep himself out of trouble. Marigold Martin just met the man of her dreams. Blowing into her life like a storm, he sweeps her off her feet. She can't help but wonder if he's the one. He's a dream in a bespoke suit, and he says he wants her heart, but nothing is as it seems. A brush with death wakes Zachary up to the reality of his life and his feelings for Marigold. He's determined to make her his, convince her that they were always meant to be. But secrets run deep, and Zachary fears the man who's after Marigold could be more than a romantic rival. He could be the devil himself, and Zachary might be too late to save her. Taking First, A Second Chance, Romance, Small Town, Sports Romance, Rounding the Bases, Book 1 by M.J. Fields. This steamy romance will make you blush everywhere. Oh my. Whitley, when Pope left our hometown, my life changed. When he came back and saw his nemesis's ring on my finger, I knew he would be angry, but people change, right? When he found out I had a little girl, he demanded I call things off with Cal. What the? You have no say. He says he refuses to let a man like him raise his child. I told him she wasn't his, but he still won't back down. Pope, the last thing I expected when I finally came home was to find out my best friend was a single mother to a 4-year-old little beauty, especially since the best friend asked me to rid her of her virtue before I left to play in the minors nearly 5 years ago. She says she's not mine, but I know she belongs to me. They say all is fair in love and baseball, but when secrets are revealed and truths are finally told, will he fight for a love he never expected or the game he was born to play? Ew. But there's a book for everybody. There's a reader for every book. And maybe that's what you're in the mood for. Just One More Moment by Carly Phillips, first in the Sterling family. She thinks happily ever after only happens in romance novels. He can't wait to prove her wrong. Falling in love is not on Raven Walsh's agenda. Running from her past keeps her way too busy for that. She can, however, handle a friends with benefits scenario with the hot billionaire who co-owns the backdoor bar. But trusting him with her heart, not a chance. Remington Sterling. Sorry, I'm thinking Remington Steele. Has had his eye on the smart and sexy Raven since she started waitressing at his bar. He knows she's gun-shy where relationships are concerned, but he's ready to do whatever it takes to convince her he's worth the risk. When Raven's secrets catch up to her in a big way, she must decide if the potential cost of trusting Remy is more than she's willing to pay, and Remy will need to figure out how far he's willing to go for love. Let's see. We are kind of running out of time. Let's get to a couple big ones here. Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. Their name, the objectors. Their job, to break off weddings as hired. Their dilemma, they might just be in love with each other. When Sophie Steinbeck finds out just before her nuptials that her fiance has cheated yet again, she desperately wants to call it off, but because her future father-in-law is her dad's cutthroat boss, she doesn't want to be the one to do it. Her savior comes in the form of a professional objector whose purpose is to show up at weddings and proclaim the words no couple usually wants to hear at their ceremony: I object. During anti-wedding festivities that night, Sophie learns more about Max the Objector's job. It makes perfect sense to her. He saves people from wasting their lives, from hurting each other. He's a modern-day hero, and Sophie wants in. The two love cynics start working together, going from wedding to wedding, and Sophie's having more fun than she's had in ages. She looks forward to every nerve-wracking ceremony, saving the lovesick souls of the betrothed masses. As Sophie and Max spend more time together, however, they realize that their physical chemistry is off the charts, leading them to dabble in a little hookup session or two. But it's totally fine because they definitely do not have feelings for each other. Love doesn't exist after all. And then everything changes. A groom-to-be hires Sophie to object, but his fiancée is the woman who broke Max's heart. As Max wrestles with whether he can be a party to his ex's getting hurt, Sophie grapples with the sudden realization that she may have fallen hard for her partner in crime. That sounds cute. That sounds cute. Time for one more because this is a big name. Sawyer Bennett, 12th in the Pittsburgh Titans. Callum. Callum Derringer was hired by the Pittsburgh Titans to help rebuild the organization after a devastating plane crash left its future unknown. Now that he's got the team back on track, it's time to put some effort into his own life. When I accepted the job of general manager with the Titans, it was just the opportunity I needed to prove myself to the sports world. Unfortunately, my career isn't the only area in which I've previously made mistakes, and the past is about to come back in a big way. Juniper Ryan is complicated. Smart, funny, and insanely gorgeous, she was my first love and my first heartbreak. But my loss was my stepbrother's gain, and she's been his wife for 5 years now. I've done a decent job of putting her out of my mind, but when I'm brought home for a family emergency and see the bruises on Juniper, I'm gutted to learn that she was pushed into the arms of a monster. Vowing to put our past aside, I learned dark truths about my brother and his marriage to my first love. And to make matters worse, I'm beginning to realize the feelings I once had for Juniper aren't tucked quite as far away as I hoped. When things take a dangerous turn, I'm willing to put myself in the line of fire to keep my girl safe. I was a fool to walk away from Juniper the first time, and I'm a man who knows better than to make the same mistake twice. Oh my. Yeah. Let's go here. Well, we are out of time. Uh, that's what I said. Oh my. Wow. All righty. Well, those are a lot of the romances that are being set into the wild this week. If you want to check them out further, that's our job. We are the morning news of the book world. Not anything about authors, but these are the books. I hope you have a very good day. Lots of drama in the romance genre. Yeah, things have changed a little bit when I. Oh well. At least they provide us entertainment and possible good reading, so that is a good thing. I hope you have a very good Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here or watching it later. Again, no sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday nights. Our next sprints are tomorrow evening at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. I usually start a little bit earlier because with weather turning better, I can get home sooner from work and walk Keo sooner. Therefore, I pass on the savings to you guys and we start a little bit earlier. So make sure you've subscribed and hit the notification bell so you get notified when we do start earlier. And then the next sprints after that are on Saturday afternoon. Tomorrow we'll be looking at fantasy and science fiction. And on Friday we'll be sort of a free form, but usually it is more cozy mysteries and whatever catches our attention because it's free form Friday. Everybody, please take care. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day and God bless.